Have you ever wondered how you can overcome your limiting beliefs? In this video, I'm going to tell you what you need to do to overcome one of these suckers. And the first step you got to do is you have to identify it. You have to put words to your limiting belief. And surprisingly enough, this is actually the trickiest part because most of our limiting beliefs are in our subconscious mind. That means they're hiding under the surface like little hidden sabotage bombs that trip us up when we least expect it sometimes. The problem with this is, to change a limiting belief, you have to figure out what it is. You know the old expression that you can't fight an enemy that you can't see. Well, that's totally true of limiting beliefs. You have to put your finger on it and say, this is my limiting belief. And now once you figured out what it is, the next thing is you have to find an experience that disproves your limiting belief or is different than your limiting belief in some way. You're looking for something ideally that's a real experience that you've had that's the opposite of your limiting belief if you can. So, for example, if your limiting belief is, I've got to do it all by myself, nobody can do as good a job as I can. We've seen that in people who have a hard time delegating. Well, look for a time then when someone on your team really stepped up and did a great job with a project and really took a big load off your plate. The simplest way to delete that limiting belief is to write down the limiting belief, the words of it, and then next to that, write down the experience that you're using to disprove it. So in this case, you would write down, I've got to do it all by myself and nobody can do it as good as me, as good as I can. And then write, but I do remember that one time when Matt did an awesome job on that one project and I didn't even have to lift a finger and everything was taken care of. He did such a good job. Sometimes it's all it takes is to write down your limiting belief and also write down the experience that disproves it. And because it tells your emotional brain, wow, this might not be true. There's something that I experienced that's different than this limiting belief. Cool. So that's a little simple trick for you. There are other tricks and tools and ways of changing your emotional brain programming that are faster too, that we talk about in our Beginner's Guide to Limiting Beliefs. And if you want to check that out, you can click on the link here to check that out. Also, if you like this video, make sure you click like so that you can find it again and have it as a resource. And you might want to consider subscribing to our channel too, because we'll be uploading more good videos like this on a regular basis. So if you want to learn how to change core beliefs, they're slightly different than limiting beliefs. If you want to learn how to do that, click here so you can watch the next video. Or if you just like to get our free guide to overcoming limiting beliefs, you can click here to check that out too. All right, we'll see you in the next one.
We'll help you learn your brain.